the latest episode. This is episode number 10 of our top 20 memories of our time in the booth together. 10th season in the booth. And we're looking at August the 14th, 2015. The Rapids had their first trip to what was then, I think, a Via Stadium. It was San Jose's brand new stadium. Of course, now, what is it, PayPal Park. And so we thought we'd use that again to kind of reflect on some of the new stadiums. And I was looking at the number, Cello, and okay, we're going to have Inter Miami. They're at Lockhart Stadium and Yankee Stadium, so they're not new. They're a baseball stadium, and obviously Lockhart was Fort Lauderdale, and they've polished that one a little bit. But when you look at some of the new venues, and you've been to a lot of them, you know, Austin, Nashville, Cincinnati, Atlanta, sharing with the Falcons, LAFC being another one. There's been some phenomenal stadiums that really are state of the art.
You know, it's amazing where it's grown. If you remember back, the first specific stadium was Columbus Crew, that kind of put together stadium, and they've got an absolutely beautiful stadium now. I go back to Cincinnati. I've done the USA-Mexico game there, and it's absolutely incredible what they've done there. But I got to be honest, after this past week and being in Minnesota, the atmosphere of the arena, how it's closed in, there are some wonderful, and more to come, wonderful stadiums right now in this league.
What for you as a player, and obviously now as a broadcaster, what for you as a player makes a good stadium? And what I mean by that is you can have an arena, but a good soccer stadium that really holds that atmosphere, holds that tension, steep seating. I mean, just that sense of theater.
You know, as a broadcaster, being able to be on a good level, like when we did the All-Star game this weekend in Minnesota, you're not at the third level, you're at the second level. You've got a good view of the whole field. There's no visibility is awesome. But for me, what makes it is the fans, the atmosphere they bring. The stadium being able to hold the noise in, like we've seen at Austin and Minnesota and Cincinnati, so LAFC. So I think when you look at a stadium, I love field level seats, like you see at a lot of these stadiums. So I think everybody has kind of just learned a little bit from each other from where we started to where we're at now. And I can't imagine, because you know there's going to be more franchises in this league eventually. I can't imagine when they build that first maybe 20,000 seat dome that's got the roof so you can play anytime you want, a retractable roof that goes in. So it's coming. That's the next step, I think, in this league.
And of course, let's not forget, you know, the likes of DC United, one of the originals in Major League Soccer. Orlando, Nashville had been playing at the Titans.
Yeah, but at DC, depending on the time of the game as a broadcaster, when the sun starts going down and you're on this side, the sun's on the opposite side. When it goes down, it hits you, and sometimes it's very tough, a 5 o'clock, 4 o'clock game, to see the field because of the way the sun goes down and hits the stadium.
And I mean, I'm just looking down the list. San Jose, Minnesota, DC, LAFC, Charlotte. New team, obviously the stadium that they're
Do you count
with
Charlotte
the Panthers.
as the new stadium?
New team. It's a new stadium to MLS.
Okay.
Within that time, I'm
new
kind
team
of.
In MLS. Okay.
I'm pushing the
Listen,
the
their fan base
boundaries a
is
little.
great. They fill the bottom bowl, but I'm saying to say it's a new soccer specific.
It's a new venue for Major League.
There we go. We'll call it a new venue for MLS. Okay.
A new venue. I'm changing it as we go along here. Here we go. Inter Miami, Orlando, Nashville, Columbus, Atlanta, obviously with the Falcons, Austin, Cincinnati, and New York City at Yankee Stadium. I mean, tremendous growth, tremendous explosion, and obviously some of those have come along with new franchises. But there's a number of those teams that I've listed there were current franchises. Some of them were the originals, and to see that the expansion coupled with the growth, looking at it from a stadium standpoint, I'll go back to '96, and your idea of kind of the conversations you were having and hearing that the league was maybe had 2 or 3 years and that was going to be it. Yeah. Now look at where we are, and you know, you throw in the Apple deal as well, just where the league has accelerated just in the time that we've been in the booth together?
Yeah, I think I think the investment. I think that what the owners see as potential of what they see this league could be, having your own venue, having be able to do soccer, and now you're starting to see a lot of concerts in these stadiums. The investment in the academy and where these players are coming from. This is probably the golden era of MLS and US soccer, of where these players are coming from MLS, from the academies and being sold. I think over 200 players in Europe right now. I think owners are starting to see that the investment is in younger players, not in guys that are in their 35s, 36. I think there's always a good balance, but I think the potential of the money here, the broadcasting, the sponsorships, just going to get bigger and bigger. But the investment overall from the owners to be able to put a younger, and look at some of these, they almost call this a trampoline league. People are coming here to play for a few years to bounce themselves over to Europe. So, or even come here and then go to Mexico. So there's been a lot that's happened in the last 10 years. And now with the TV money, $250 million, just wait to see what grows in the next 10 years, plus World Cup in 2026.
I say to my lad, and we've, as you know, we've been to a few of those stadiums over the last year. We went to Nashville when they played at with the Titans. We did Atlanta. We've done Seattle. We've done Orlando. We've done LAFC. We've done Minnesota. He wants to go to Portland. He's desperate to go to Sporting KC to see some of these great atmospheres. And let's not forget Providence Park. It's an older stadium, but that's been refurbished as well. So there's not just new venues, new arenas, new stadiums. There's also refurbishments to some of the older venues as well. This is just, again, part of the progress.
Listen, you can build a brand new stadium, but if you don't have people going to the stadium, there's no atmosphere. Does it really matter? The atmosphere is what makes soccer. The atmosphere is what makes that stadium. So instead of putting, what do they put, 20,000, 15,000 at Sporting Kansas City, imagine 8,000 there. Yeah, it's not the same thing. So it's location of where they put some of these stadiums, I think, is huge. And Sporting KC hit it on the head with what they've done. And you're starting to see a lot of other stadiums being not maybe in downtown, but just right outside of downtown. And they've been hits. Tell me one. Look at Providence Park. Okay, I was there when it was a baseball stadium, and then I was there when it's literally now you couldn't even tell it was a baseball stadium. But again, is it the stadium that makes it, or is it the atmosphere? The people that are there yelling, screaming, green smoke, Timber Joe chopping the, you know what I mean? It's the environment, it's the show that I think people are just loving. Look at the new stadiums now. Somebody scores a goal in Austin, all the lights go off and on, and they're battering everywhere. You know what I mean? So we got to remember it's entertainment. We got to entertain the fans too. And I think when you put on a show, people want to see that.
And these episodes that we've been doing, and actually in looking into researching some of them, I feel quite honoured, humbled maybe to have been part of, and maybe it's just down to timing, but the growth of the league within this last 10 years, whether it's the types of players, the younger players, the expansion with teams, the new stadiums, and obviously the television deal as well more recently. This is probably the greatest growth within the league's history in the last 8-9 years. And what I mean by that is not just in terms of expansion, but just in terms of the footing that is now it is now on. You're getting designated players that are coming in younger. It hasn't got their retirement league tag. It's got new stadiums. It's got a greater focus now on this league. I think you can go back and look at maybe when Beckham came, there was a huge spike in MLS and what MLS was about. But I think when you look at it from a business side, okay, when you're starting to see these teams invest in money and the money that they're investing in players and getting it back, and even the academies, when you're selling these types of players, the Aaronsons, the Tyler Adams, it just goes to show you where this league is. And I think this is what's making it appealing now to a lot of owners, because they see the potential of what could happen in the next 10 years, especially right now with the World Cup coming in 2022, but the World Cup coming here in 2026 again. That could be a huge spike for
if we do it right, and I mean we, the soccer community, MLS, US soccer, if we do it right, this could be that moment where you maybe surpass a baseball. I don't know about basketball, but get a lot closer to basketball. We already passed hockey, but the next 4 years is going to be crucial for soccer in the United States.
Is there a favorite? Is there a favorite stadium that you've visited, and maybe some of those that have been around a little longer, and maybe some of those that are more
That's
recent?
tough, you know what I mean? Because every single one has something special about it. And when you can go from Austin to the black and the green smoke and the fans and the lights to I mean LAFC with the big fan base behind there, Minnesota with the wall. So what I like is every stadium has their just a little niche, their little niche of what they feel is going to embrace this community. And I think that's what I love about going to each stadium. There's always a different kind of culture. There's always a different kind of just atmosphere in each stadium. So no, I don't have a favorite because I enjoy going to all of them right now.
That is episode number 10. Episode number 11. We're halfway there. Episode number 11, we'll be looking at the homegrowns that have come through the academy and into the first team during our time. That'll be an interesting one, I'm sure. So until then, from us both, it's bye for now.